Hey guys, today I'm here to share with you my physical TBR, which has gotten a little bit out of control. I know that some people have like walls and walls of books, but I'm operating on limited space and I'm at my max capacity right now. As you can see, I've taken down all the books from up here. These are just my favorites, so they don't really count because they're not unread. We're gonna be going through all of my unread books, which are all stacked here beside me. I've only been a reader for a little over a year now, and I've acquired books quite quickly, I will admit. However, I'm glad to say that most of the ones you will see here today, I've either gotten secondhand or they were gifted to me. So let's get into those stats first. So I have 70 books on my physical TBR, which is a lot for the space that I have for them. Of those 70, here's how I acquired them. 15 of these books are new books that I purchased myself from Target, Barnes & Noble, bookstore of some kind. I purchased at full price. 19 of these books were gifted, whether they were new or secondhand. 19 of them were gifted to me, and 36 of these books are secondhand. So like I said, thrift stores, secondhand bookshops, little free libraries, library book sales, all that good stuff. So I feel like that's a good, well-rounded number. It makes me feel like I successfully have saved a good amount of money. I feel like when I am purchasing new books for myself, used books or secondhand books I let myself have a little more free reign with, but when I purchase new books, I try to really only purchase books that I think or know I'm going to love, that I will read, that I love the covers of, that have really high ratings. So I try to be really picky about the new books that I like, and also pretty covers also factors into that, because if it's gonna be on a shelf, it may as well be pretty. That's pretty much my logic. I do try to be picky when I'm buying books. I try not to just buy anything I want to read, because you can go to the library, Libby, Kindle, like there's just so many. I try not to buy too many physical books, but I've still acquired 70. So as for actual genres though, of my 70 books, 37 of them are romance, which is the biggest category by far. 11 of them are fiction of some kind. 10 of them are non-fiction. 9 are thrillers. 2 of them are fantasy, and 1 of them is a graphic novel. Definitely the bulk of those are romance, and the bulk of them are right here next to me. The main reason I wanted to film this today is because I feel like going through your physical TBR or seeing people's physical TBRs gives you a good perspective of who they are as a reader. Like, what are they willing to spend their money on, you know, or what are they willing to have on their shelves? So I feel like showing off your physical TBR is a good representation of you. So I feel like it'd be a good video to help you get to know me and who I am as a reader. So let's go through them. I'm just gonna hold them up one by one, and maybe sometimes I will have a little something to say about them, but otherwise I'm just gonna show them to you. So without further ado, romance. Wild Love by Elsie Silver, The Match by Sarah Adams, Flawless by Elsie Silver, Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. This one was an impulse add to my wish list. I got this as a gift, but I added it for 2 reasons. 1, because Elsie Silver I feel like is known to be a great author, and 2, because I love the covers of this series. I don't even know what the other ones are called, but I know they're pretty. A Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn, Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, which you're probably like, what on earth is this cover? To that I tell you that I actually found this book at Dollar Tree. It was $1, and I've heard good things about this book, and so for $1 I feel like I couldn't pass it up. Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert, Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabrielle Garcia Marquez. This is my mom's favorite romance, and it's like a historical romance. She got me this for Christmas like a year and a half ago now, and I haven't read it yet. It's big. It's like very much like smart people language, and I'm scared. Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, From Scratch by Tembi Locke, The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This cover, tell me something set in Alaska and I'm sold. The Homewreckers by Mary Kay Andrews, You Lucky Dog by Julia London. This is the first book I purchased after I became a reader. It was at a secondhand library sale. The Good Part by Sophia Cousins, Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey, A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. Would you believe if I told you I got this a week after release in a little free library? Whoever put this in there was doing the Lord's work, okay? I literally had to like do a triple take when I saw this. I was like, that can't be. And it is. Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I'm scared to read this because I love Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I fear, based on the way this looks and the main characters, I fear that it looks too close. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, Ready or Not by Cara Bestone, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, I Kissed Sarah Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I'm interested to see if they explain in the book why Sarah is spelled with SH, because I've never seen that before. Heart of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I really want to start this series, but this book, I've either heard you love it or you hate it, and a lot of people think she's annoying, and I'm afraid. I really want to read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer, but I'm obsessed with reading things in order, and I'm not keen on starting this one, so I need someone to force me. Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy, The X-Vows by Jessica Joyce. I've heard great things about her. Here We Go Again by Allison Cochran. Really looking forward to reading this one. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, You with the View by Jessica Joyce, Mile High by Liz Tomford. I'm really intimidated by the size of this one. And last but not least in romance, Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. I really want to read this series before summer so I can read this in summer. Somebody motivate me. And that is it for the romance category. I need to run an errand. I'll be back and we're gonna finish up the rest of these. Okay, I'm back with shorter hair and curtain bangs for the first time. I've never had curtain bangs before. I'm like 5 years late to the trend, but I normally just get my hair cut like all one length, which is what I was gonna do today. I was thinking yesterday about getting curtain bangs, and so I asked them to do them. Sorry, I'm like looking up top, but I'm just not sure about them. I like them when they're like swoopy like that, but when they're like, I don't really like that. I'm gonna try not to pay too much attention to it, or just tuck them and pretend my hair is all the same length. Back to our originally scheduled programming. Next is fiction of all kinds. My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult. I think that's how you say her last name. Not sure. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I was really excited about this edition when I first bought it, and now I'm not. I wanted something different than like the Penguin House, what is it called? Those books. I wanted something a little more modern than that, but then this, it doesn't really give what Little Women gives, you know? So I do want to read it, and I got this one secondhand, so I might donate it or something and get one for my shelf forever that I love a little bit more. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. It's actually a large print edition, but I got it for $1 from the Goodwill, so win. Less by Andrew Sean Greer. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. The Help by Catherine Stockett. When I was prepping for this video, I realized I had 2 of these. Both secondhand, but both I acquired at different points in time, so I let one go. Beartown by Friedrich Bachman. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. All My Mothers by Joanna Glenn. This is one of my favorite covers that I own. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. And last but not least, Friedrich Bachman, Anxious People. And that is all of the fiction. Now moving into non-fiction books. I have Apollo 13 by Jim Lovell. I thought this was gonna be like sci-fi, not non-fiction, but I googled it and it says it's non-fiction. The movie is based on this book, so I'm interested to see. Also terrified by how tiny the print is, but I love this movie, so I had to get it. Last Child in the Woods by Richard Louv. The Silent Twins by Marjorie Wallace. Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. Dear Bob and Sue season 2 and 3 by Matt and Karen Smith. I read the first one and really enjoyed it. If you don't know, they have a podcast by the same name, Dear Bob and Sue. They wrote letters to their friends Bob and Sue about their adventures in the national parks, and so this is kind of just those letters put into book form, and they're like exactly what I like to read. They're like personal accounts that have like funny silly stories but still talk about the beauty that is the national parks and our country. I love that. That's exactly how I like to consume my travel content. Not super nonfiction, but not too focused on one person's experience. Leave Only Footprints by Connor Knighton. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Ranger Confidential by Andrea Langford. Can you tell I like the national parks? And last, but certainly not least, is the Eras Tour book. Yes, I'm counting this because I am going to read it cover to cover. I will be doing that, so I am counting it. Next, we have thrillers. Falling by TJ Newman. Just Another Missing Person by Jillian McAllister. The Cousins by Karen McManus. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I feel like the next time I need a thriller, I want to go to this. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. This is a 3-book series that someone actually gifted me for my classroom, but I want to read them first because I think they sound good. So these are mystery in different national parks books. They're all by Erin Johnson. So we have mystery in Rocky Mountain National Park, in the Sand Dunes, and in the Grand Canyon. And I think there's a 4th one, but I don't have the 4th one. And then The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Next, we have fantasy, which I only have 2 of. Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I watch her on YouTube. I don't normally read fantasy, but I love her YouTube videos so much, so I had to have her book. Then The House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This was a gift, and I've heard great things about it. The person who gifted it to me loved it, and they're not typically a fantasy reader, so I think I'll love it too. And then our last category is graphic novels, and I have The Babysitter's Club. I watched this girl on YouTube, and she studied to be a children's librarian, and so she reads a lot of children's fiction novels, and she reads all the popular comics, and they brought me so much joy as little kids, so I was like, why not read them again? I thrifted this one for my own classroom, but the rest of them are on my local library's Libby for my Kindle, so I think this will be fun. And that is all 70 of my physical TBR books. Thank you for watching. Let me know what needs to be like on my priority TBR. Like, what do I need to be reading first? Let me know. A lot of these books I have make me excited. I think it's just a matter of picking them up, which I'm hoping the TBR will help with, because it's pushing me to corners of my TBR I might not already have accessed. So I'm hoping that this year I'll get to take down a lot of these books and add them to my read list. Thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun, and I will see you next time.